emanating from deep under the earth, spreading across the globe at the speed of thought, changing the world one brain at a time. This is the Final Order Report from Green Brain Comics. Hello and welcome to everybody's favorite fire hose of Final Order information. Welcome to the Final Order Report, where we bring you a hand-picked selection of comics and graphic novels. Just comics before they head to print and quantities are finalized. I am Dan Merritt, Chief Purchasing Officer at Green Brain Comics, and I'm here to give you the inside scoop and your last chance to subscribe or special order before the final order deadline this Monday at noon, May 19th. These titles will be hitting our shelves as soon as June 11th. Green Brain Comics and the Final Order Report are proudly powered by Comichub. Check out Comichub online at comichub.com. Or download the mobile app for Android and iPhone. Create an account or access your existing account to order and pay securely online, ensuring you never miss an issue. Today I'll be using Comichub to showcase items from this week's Last Call for Confirmed Orders Carousel. Let's show you that real quick. Once you sign in, you see behind the orange banner is all of the things that you may have received into the store and are waiting for you to pay for and pick up or have us ship them out. Behind the green banner is all of the carousels that we will be looking at today. Keep in mind, Comichub has recently completely changed up their user interface, and hopefully that's for the better. Once you click through the shop coming soon, you'll see the banners for search all items, search items with previews pages, search arriving soon, and search orders due Sunday. That's the one we'll be looking at today. That's all the things due for Last Call. And finally, there is search events for all the crossover events and tie-ins that you don't want to miss. All right, once you click through on search orders due Sunday for Last Call, you'll see the old school carousel, or now it's a scroll up and down. You got the red buttons are alphanumeric filters, and then you got drop downs on the top for publisher, category, brand, etc. And now that we drop back in, I just want to say thank you to Klezmageddon and BRAINSCAN Productions for the theme song and the music used throughout the program today. The first group of titles I'll show you today is, other way around. It's all of the smaller press books. And we'll start out the small press with, not there. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Look, I found it. The first title is from AWA. This new 5-issue miniseries is entitled They Choose Violence. Lanika, Deidre, and Karen, 3 HBCU besties turned professional career women, enraged by the systemic injustice plaguing their community. They band together. Let me get back to that. They band together to form a vigilante squad that targets white supremacists deemed to have circumvented the justice system and gotten away with protected murder. Serving up grisly justice in increasingly creative ways, the vigilante posse becomes front page news while always staying one step ahead of the law. From writer Sheldon Allen and interior artist Maurizio Campatella. And we got a couple different covers. Oops. We got an A cover by Raza and a B cover by Kyle Baker. It's They Choose Violence, #1 of a 5-issue miniseries from AWA Publishing. Next up, we got In Bloom, #5 from Boom Studios. I think this is the final issue of this series from Michael W. Conrad and John Pearson. Cool cover. Ooh, here's another new issue of Minor Arcana from Jeff Lemire. Looks like he's got a different artist credited here for Letizia Caranici. And of course, a Jeff Lemire cover. Looks almost like a David Mack cover. Cool. And the final issue of When I Lay My Vengeance Upon Thee, #5 from Gus Moreno and Jacob Rebelka. What a cool cover. Skulls, skulls, skulls. And over at Dynamite, we got a whole bunch of cool things to show you. We got Gargoyles Demona #2. I think we're expecting #1 next Wednesday from Greg Weissman and Frank Poor, with this cover by Megan Hetrick. Red Sonja vs. Army of Darkness #3 with a Bjorn Barons cover. Silverhawks #5 gets a cover from very popular artist Mark Spears, as does Space Ghost Johnny Quest Space Quest #4 from Joe Casey and Sebastian Perez. Vampirella #3 with a cover by Lucio Parillo. And Zootopia #4 with a cover by Trish Forstner. But we're not quite done with Dynamite yet. We got this big debut coming hot off the heels off of its preview on Free Comic Book Day. It is Thundercats Powerpuff Girls crossover. This is the first issue of this amazing cool new series from Paulina Gunasho and artist Coleman Engel. We got a Paulina Gunasho cover on A in the greatest crossover since peanut butter met jelly. The Powerpuff Girls travel from Townsville to Third Earth and discover the world of the Thundercats. After being trapped in a runaway rocket by Mojo Jojo, the Titanic trio find themselves passing up that end point, and they find themselves on a strange planet where their superpowers don't work. There it is. That's it. This is free, folks. Luckily, someone named Snarf is there to provide a situation report, and wouldn't you know it, there's evil that needs defeating. But without their Chemical X enhanced abilities, what can Bubbles, Blossom, and Buttercup do against a foe like Mumra? Find out as writer Paulina Gunasho and artist Coleman Engel open up the treasures of Thundera in the first issue of Thundercats, the Powerpuff Girls, featuring instantly iconic covers from Paulina Gunasho, as well as Corin's. Let's see, that's the cover by Coleman Engel. Got a Corin Kaiser Stone cover, which looks like a Disney animated thing. That looks pretty cool. Clarice Manguito, aka Sawi, and Nicoletta Baldari on this cover E from Thundercats Powerpuff Girls #1. All right, next up, we got some things from Dark Horse Comics here. Ooh, we got a bunch of things from Dark Horse Comics, including the next issue of Frankenstein, New World, The Sea of Forever by Mike Mignola, Christopher Golden, and Peter Bergting. Lady Baltimore, The Daughters of Medusa #2, under the Curious Objects imprint. I'm wondering, Frankenstein doesn't have the Curious Object imprint. I got to figure out what that's all about. Anyways, this is also same writing team with art by Bridget Connell. Then we got the next issue of Sister Imperator. This is the series finale from writer Tobias Forge and artist Poost, with this cover by Michael Erickson. Get a couple Star Wars things from Dark Horse. This is Hyperspace Stories, The Bad Batch Ghost Agents number 4. And Hyperspace Stories Codebreaker number 2. And then we move into the Stranger Things verse. We got Stranger Things and Dungeons and Dragons, The Rise of Hellfire number 4, the season finale from Jody Hauser and artist Diego Galindo, with this cover by Miles Wall. The Rise of Hellfire. And then we get a brand new series from the Stranger Things called Tales from Hawkins 2, after shaking off a mysterious encounter with a strange dog while out at the drive-in cinema. Hawkins' science teacher Scott Clark is inspired to teach his students all about how 3D glasses work, and it spirals into theories about alternate dimensions and how they might be perceived. Dustin keeps secret that the weird dog could be nothing other than Dart, his missing pet demo dog. The first of 4 new weird tales from Hawkins, Indiana, a small town that keeps getting stranger. This is from writer Derek Fridolfs and artist Sunando C, with a cover by Diego Galinda, Vincenzo Riccardi on B, Mac Chatter, I haven't seen that name in a little while, and Ben Turner with this cool 3D effect from Stranger Things Tales from Hawkins 2 number 1. And then we also get two more things from Dark Horse. We get The Witcher, The Bear and the Butterfly number 2. Just a heads up, folks, I think this is mostly pretty much subs only. I haven't been able to sell this off the shelf in a while. So if you're interested, put that order in through Comichub or let me know at the counter. Make it easy. And then we're going to wrap up Dark Horse Comics with this brand new comic from Alice Darrow. This is Tramps of the Apocalypse. The year is 2094 and the men rule the world. So what has changed in 70 years, you ask? Following the 10-year Sildenafil Wars of 2053, Earth has become a barren wasteland. Factions of surviving men, led by Quest Ragnar, King of Males, have taken over the remnants of cities and towns across the globe, capturing and enslaving all women. Well, all women except for 3 super bimbos who, this is their words, not mine, with unparalleled bloodlust and an unquenchable thirst for violence. Baby, Belladonna, and Babette, unwilling to bend to the whims of desires of the buffoons in charge, too slippery to be caught and too sexy for change. These 3 banging babes are on the top of Quest Ragnar's most wanted list. This is a 3-issue miniseries from animator, comic creator Alice Darrow, who did the cover and interiors, Tramps of the Apocalypse. And we got a couple more things here. Let's see. Distillery is back with Life number 5. If you're interested in this, let me know. I'll make sure you get a copy. That's really hard to see. It's pretty cool. It's by Jock it's by Brian Azzarello and Danijel Zezelj. Okay, then we got Robot Todd from Floating World Comics and Farrell Dalrymple. Over at IDW, we get a couple things. Of course, the 70th anniversary of Godzilla continues to roll through, and this is the next one-shot reprint in foil, the first issue of Godzilla, The Half-Century War by James Stokoe, truly one of the 21st century's comic book masterpieces. And you can own a not actual facsimile, but a reprinting of number 1 in foil on the cover. Yeah, for $9.99. It's a big book. It's cool. Okay, next up, Sonic the Hedgehog 79. Mostly special order. Let me know if you want it. As well as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Saturday Morning Adventures Continued, number 26. Okay, moving on over to Mad Cave Studios. This brand new series is by writer Ray Fox with art by Ramonti, who also did this A cover. On her first day out of jail, Christine Woods discovers that her father has disappeared into a mysterious, isolated town hidden in the New Mexico desert. Now it's up to her to find him and rescue him from a bizarre and unnatural threat, an atmospheric folk horror story of dread and redemption set in the American Southwest. Which also has a B cover from Marguerite Sauvage. Ooh, I like that. That's nice. It's Blue Palo Verde, 1 of 5 from Mad Cave Studios. Also from Mad Cave is the 3rd issue of Far Down Below. This is the 3rd of 5. Oh, here's a new thing from a new publisher, Thunder Comics, or Amp Comics. I'm not sure exactly what their branding is here, but they've got a bunch of new series that they want you to catch on to all at the same time. We have Never Wars number 1 on FOC this week from writers Tim Sejaros, Chris Lamole, and Don Handfeld, with interior art by Marcello Basile, and this cover by Aaron Bartling. And then we got Never Wars Geordie Bird / Wonderworld number 1 from the same creative team. And then we have Never Wars Peter Pan Neverland. Start your journey into the Neverworld with issue 1 right here, Never Wars Land of Oz, Never Wars Geordie Bird, and Never Wars Peter Pan. All 3 issues $4.99 a piece, and under the Thunder Comics Amp Comics brand. Give it a shot. Let me know if you're interested. Ooh, hey, over at Oni Press, we got a couple cool things. We got a 2nd issue for Dark Regards. Number 1 was just my pick of the week this last week because it rocked, from writer Dave Hill and artist Artyom Topolin. It's Dark Regards number 2. And EC Comics launches a new 4-issue miniseries called Blood Type. Out of the pages of Epitaphs from the Abyss, a monstrous new EC Comics milestone begins. From Hugo Award nominated writer Corina Bechko and Eisner Award-winning artist Andrea Sorrentino from various series. Let's see. Oh, this is going to be focusing on a new character that's spinning out of that into their new series, Blood Type. Got this cover by, the A cover is by Miguel Mercado. Got a B cover by Andrea Sorrentino, who does interiors. Then we got a foil version of the A, and then we move on over to Titan Publishing. And they are wrapping up the huge detective series. This is the final issue of the epic detective noir with a twist. He's giant. Then we got Loose End number 4 from Dave Dwanch and Travis Himmel with this Chris Burnham cover. And Savage Sword of Conan number 9, featuring classic covers from Alex Horley and the late Neil Adams. Look at that. How pretty. With interiors written by and drawn by Patrick Zurcher. And then finally in the small press, we got Vault Comics Money Shot Big Bang #2 of 5 from Tim Saley, Patton Oswalt, and Garth Graham. And that wraps up our look at the small press. Move from there to Image Comics. And the first thing in Image this week is Blood and Thunder #1. It gets a second print with this new cover by Arthur Adams. Let's move on over there and have a look at that. Oh, we don't get to zoom too much on that one, but it's Art Adams for sure. #1 sold out super quick. I think we sold out, yeah. But it also has this B cover from interior artist E.J. Sue and Miss Sassy Kate. And then we get a second issue from the hit series From the Mind of Robert Kirkman. Blood and Thunder #2. An issue 8 for Falling in Love on the Path to Hell from Jerry Duggan and Gary Brown. Free Planet #2. That was my pick of the week a couple of weeks ago as well. From writer Aubrey Sitterson and artist Jed Doherty, who did this A cover. Ooh, then we get a new series from Image Comics and writer Patrick Kindlon with artist Maurizio Rosenzweig. This is called Gehenna Naked Aggression. There's a contract out on Gehenna, but she's managed to stay alive. Pardon me. She's managed to stay alive long enough that the contract has been resold several times as consolidated debt between criminal organizations. Now, she intends to put a stop to the chain of custody on that contract with a bullet. Series creator Patrick Kindlon and Marco Ferrari with artist Maurizio Rosenzweig bring you non-stop action inspired by Gun Honey and Electra Assassin with all kind of swell covers, including this A from interior artist Maurizio Rosenzweig, a B cover by Anand Ramcharan. Oh, this is nice. Atsuji Yamamoto. Kind of reminds me of Dirty Pair. Is that a Dirty Pair riff? Let's find out. Oh, I can't zoom in. Arg. Then we got a polybagged variant. All 4. Gehenna Naked Aggression #1 available on June 11th. Get your special orders in for any of those variants before Monday at noon. All right, moving on. In Image, we got Geiger #15. Swell cover from Gary Frank. Golden Rage, Mother Knows Best, #3 of 5. Here's an interesting one. This is a new story arc from I Hate Fairyland that returns to its legacy numbering. This first issue is, of course, a new old era of the hit fantasy series begins as Scotty and company welcome new artist Derek Loffman, and I Hate Fairyland reverts to legacy numbering in the lead up to the Big 50. And you know how our green-haired anti-hero Gert is celebrating a good old-fashioned dungeon pub crawl. That's right, from Scotty Young and new artist Derek Loffman. It's I Hate Fairyland. Looks like they both did, or yeah, they're both on the A and the B, but we get a censored one and an uncensored one. Your choice. There it is. Ooh, we get a second printing of Invincible Universe Battle Beast #1, the very long title that's just rolling off people's lips this week. Sorry you didn't special order any of those blind bag variants. Make sure to keep an eye out for that kind of stuff in the future. But we get a second printing of Invincible Universe Battle Beast #1 with this new cover by Ryan Otley. And we get a Jason Howard cover, Brutal. And a Ryan Sook cover, all for Invincible Universe Battle Beast #1, second printing. by Robert Kirkman and Ryan Ottley. King Spawn gets a 46th issue with this cover by Marco Failla. Lost Fantasy returns with a second issue, available on June 11th. And Mirka Andolfo's Sweet Paprika Open for Business number 5 of 5 ships on June 11th. Spawn 365 gets a B cover by Mark Spears. Might want to get your special orders in for that one. And Transformers number 21 features Autobots versus Decepticons. The face-off you demanded between Optimus Prime and is here. And I think this wraps up Image Comics with World Tree number 15 with no boobs on the cover. Hooray, that's once in a row. World Tree number 15 from James Tynion IV and Fernando Blanco on interiors and this cover. All right, that wraps up Image Comics. Now let's jump back over to our slides. And now we're going to be looking at some DC Comics. Jump right in. We got a pretty good list of DC Comics this week, including a third printing of Absolute Batman number 4 with this recolored version of the original cover. And then we get a new issue of Absolute Batman, and it's all good news. An all-new arc starts here. The latest development in saving the derelict and despondent of our society is a facility known as Arc M. Ooh, excuse me. A fully functional institution that has played a rather sizable part, on purpose or not, in the creation of evil, and it's active. So when Bruce tries to infiltrate it and distill its secrets, a new villain from Gotham City arrives to deal with the problem, an old adversary of Alfred's, a man known only as Bane. And we get Nick Dragotta, series artist, is back on Absolute Batman, who also did this A cover. And check out this F cover, this fantastic cardstock variant by Brian Bolland. Look at all those beautiful green veins. What's up with the zoom today? I don't know. Absolute Batman number 9 ships on June 11th. Get your special orders in. Ooh, here's an exciting thing. A brand new storyline kicks off in Action Comics as part of the Summer of Superman. Superboy returns. Superboy returns with creators Mark Waid and Skylar Patridge. Witness Mark Waid's triumphant return to the title alongside Rising Star artist Skylar Patridge as they take Clark Kent back to his early years on Kent Farm. This can't-miss story with ties to the present takes the Boy of Steel to unexpected heights as he figures out what being a hero truly means. And first stop, Metropolis's Expo of Tomorrow. Will Clark be able to blend into the crowd, or is Superboy about to make his public debut? Ooh, and Action Comics 1087 kicks off with new creative team Mark Waid, Skylar Patridge on interior with this Ryan Sook A cover. This Ryan Sook amazing cover. Love it. A B cover. These are cardstock variants for an extra $1. This one is from David Tolasky. Leslie Lyrics Lee. Got a Dan Jurgens Superman movie cardstock variant. All for Action Comics 1087, a part of the Summer of Superman, debuting on June 11th. All right, Aquaman number 6, The Big Blue Battle Royale. This book is a lot of fun, from Jeremy Adams with art by Michael Shelfer. Batman number 9 Facsimile Edition. Check out this cool thing with a cover by Fred Ray. This classic Batman adventure reprinted in facsimile format. A crew of hardened criminals must face the horrific consequences of their theft of a prized ruby as Batman and Robin investigate the killing curse of the Four Fates. Plus, the riotous return of the Joker. Plus the cover. I mean, just for the cover alone. All right, Batman and Robin number 22 from Philip Kennedy Johnson and Javier Fernandez. Ooh, the demon's back. The Demon Etrigan. Batman Dark Patterns number 7 of 12. And we get a facsimile edition of Batman Madness, a Legends of the Dark Knight Halloween special facsimile edition. With a $6.99 regular edition and a couple more bucks more for a foil. Then we got number 10 of 12 from DC vs. Vampires World War V. Cool cover. DC crossover with Sonic the Hedgehog number 1 gets a 3rd printing with this soon-to-be classic cover. Fire and Ice When Hell Freezes Over number 3. Look, we got the Demon Etrigan again. It's the Demon's Week. Green Lantern Corps number 5. There's all your favorite lanterns. Ooh, look what else gets a new printing. Summer of Superman Special. Number 1 gets a new printing with this cover by Alexander Lozano. This was like the B or the C cover. But yeah, it's cool. I like that. It's a cool thing about that. It's awesome. It is. Summer of Superman. It's kind of got a big head look to it with the big eye thing. Yeah, it's cool though. All right, then speaking of Supergirl, we get a 2nd issue featuring the secret origin of Lesla Lar. Also featuring Boring Small Talk and Titano the Super Ape. And beautiful art by Sophie Campbell. This was Katie's pick of the week this last week, and it's plenty fun. We got lots of copies left. If you dig it, we got a number 2 coming on June 11th. Ooh, also with the Stanley Art Germ Lau variant. Probably available as a foil as well. Look at that. I think this is going to be wrapping up DC with this big new debut from Tom King and Belen Ortega. They take breakout star Trinity into her own miniseries. Backed by popular demand, and now with her own miniseries, it's Trinity. It all begins when the daughter of Wonder Woman embarks on her most dangerous adventure yet, to enter the timeline to find her father. As the young hero knows, messing with time has its consequences, but that doesn't mean she's learned her lesson the first time. Things are about to get rough, and the Super Sons have gone to the dogs. Prepare for a crisis of infinite corgis. Writer Tom King and artist Belen Ortega return to Trinity after their celebrated run of backup stories in the pages of Wonder Woman. Trust us, you won't want to miss Lizzie's first full-size adventure. With this A cover from Belen Ortega, David Talaski on that B cardstock, very nice. Dan Mora cover, cool. A Crisis tribute cover by Leslie Lyrics Lee. Yeah. Also a Leslie Lyrics Lee foil. Suspicious. Ooh, and we get a blank. All for Trinity, daughter of Wonder Woman, number 1 of 6, debuting on June 11th from Tom King and Belen Ortega. Okay, that's it for DC Comics. Now, let's take a look at this other thing, which is the final order report for Marvel Comics. And the first thing that we look at today is from Marvel Comics Star Wars imprint celebrating 10 years over at Marvel Comics. We get this new debut series from Star Wars Dr. Aphra, this series called Chaos Agent. Out from the shadow of Darth Vader. Dr. Aphra returns, an all-new ongoing series featuring the rogue archaeologist as she makes her way through the galaxy in the era of the New Republic. Aphra must team up with Luke Skywalker to track down a rare artifact. And what will she do when her tattoos no longer function? From writer Cherish Chen with interior art by Gabriel Guzman and covers by E.J. Sue on A. I like that. A Force Awakens 10th anniversary variant by Chris Sprouse. Emma Lupacino. Karen Darbo, that's very nice. Pablo Collar on the Pride variant, all for Star Wars Dr. Aphra Chaos Agent #1. Available on June 18th from Marvel Comics. Then over in the Marvel Universe, we get the finale of the Aliens vs. Avengers series with #4. From Jonathan Hickman and Esad Ribic on interiors and this cover. Amazing Spider-Man #6 from Joe Kelly, John Romita Jr. on cover also. And we got a Peach Momoko Marvel Rivals variant. I'll show you a couple of these as they come through this next couple weeks. Avengers #27, tie-in with One World Under Doom. Also has a Bring on the Bad Guys variant. Also a theme that's running throughout this month. Another random theme is the Phineas and Ferb variant. This one by Jacob Chabot, or Shabbat. Doom's Division #4, crossing over with One World Under Doom. A Fantastic Four facsimile edition of #49, the action-packed middle chapter of the all-time classic Galactus trilogy from Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. Get a second issue of Fantastic Four Fanfare, this featuring a story by Jonathan Hickman with interior art by John Tyler Christopher. And then we get a E.J. Sue Bring on the Bad Guys variant. This is cool. I like this. Good thing. Gwenpool #2 gets skewered on June 18th from Cavan Scott and Stefano Nessi. Moon Knight Fist of Khonshu #9 with this Bring on the Bad Guys variant by Joshua Cassera. Power Man Timeless #4 gets this Alex Ross Timeless variant of the man himself. Psylocke #8 gets this very nice Puppeteer Lee variant. I like that. Those flowers in the back are so cool. Spider-Verse versus Venomverse #2. Big crossover kill-off continues. Ooh, then we get Weapon X-Men #5 with this cover by Chris Cross, who does interiors. West Coast Avengers #8, nice Ben Harvey cover. And Wolverine #10 gets a Bring on the Bad Guys variant by Carlo Paiwelin. And X-Men #18 from Jed McKay with a cover and interiors by Ryan Stegman. Nice cover. Ooh, and wrapping up Marvel Comics, we got a couple of #1s here. This is Bring on the Bad Guys, Doom #1. The balance of power is forever changed. An ancient artifact known as the Soul Forge has the power to collect all the souls on Earth. Dr. Doom must stop it at all costs. Who is the mysterious Sister Sorrow, and what is her connection to Dr. Doom? This is part 1 of 7 villainous one-shots. That have all kind of cool covers. Oh my gosh. May as well just back up and go to the beginning. This story is written by Mark Guggenheim with interior art by Stefano Raphael, and this A cover by Lee Bermejo. Outstanding. A Kevin Eastman cover that we also get to see by the time we get to order it. That's amazing. Lyrics Lee on this Sister Sorrow variant. Miguel Mercado, Mike McCone variant on this classic take on the John Romita Senior cover. Yeah. Then we got a Peach Momoko Marvel Rivals variant. A Todd Knock iconic variant. All for Bring on the Bad Guys Doom. This is part 1 of 7 villainous one-shots. Oh, all debuting on June 18th. All right. Ruin the surprise on the next one, but surprise! Wrapping up Marvel Comics with this 6th in a series of 6 one-shot throwdowns. This is the big one, folks. It's all been leading up to this. Godzilla takes on the God of Thunder. The deadly group of assassins known as the Hand has bestowed Godzilla with the force of the Beast. Krakoom! Thor must defend Midgard from Godzilla, but at what cost? This round 6 in a series of 6 one-shot throwdowns is written by Jerry Duggan with interior art by Javier Garrón and this amazing Mark Brooks cover on A. We get an EM Gist cover that is pretty swell. Good Hulk. Godzilla. All right, you did all the things. This Gavin Goudry cover is pretty amazing. Up from the depths. All right, then we got this Lee Garbett versus variant and a Mitsuhiro Arita variant. Ooh, and then we get a Nick Bradshaw monster homage variant. That's pretty cool. I like. It's, oh my gosh, one more. It's a Walter Simonson variant. Perfect. It looks like Godzilla. It's Godzilla vs. Thor #1 from Jerry Duggan and Javier Garrón. Available on July 2nd. Tough week for releases that week, but you'll come out for this one. Get your orders in by this Monday, this Monday at noon, May 19th. And that, folks, wraps up our spotlight on Last Call for new comics. We do have a few more things to show you, however. And we got that. I'll do that. Look, we got events happening. We got events. All right, yeah, we got events. All right, so getting back to events, we got Brain Candy coming up this Monday, presented by the Emerging Writers Network. This month, always on the 3rd Monday of the month, is Monday, May 19th. It starts at 7 p.m., is absolutely open and free to everyone at Green Brain Comics. This month we got a musician, we got 2 poets, and we got a visual artist all appearing courtesy of the Emerging Writers Network for Brain Candy number 68. Check out Green Brain Comics for more information. And our next East Dearborn Drink and Draw is Friday, June 13th from 7 to 9 at the Downey Brewing Company, 13121 Prospect in East Downtown Dearborn. Not really in the downtown, the East Dearborn neighborhood. For more information, check out downeybrewingcompany.com. This event is co-hosted by Blick Art Material and Green Brain Comics. We hope that you can make it. And then join us back here on YouTube this Tuesday for BRAINSCAN, streaming live from the floor of Green Brain Comics on the eve of New Comic Book Day. We'll show you all the new covers and all the new comics hitting the shelf on Wednesday, May 21st. Including some of these cool looking small press things. It all happens at Green Brain Comics this Wednesday. And I would like to thank you for joining me today and welcoming you back next Friday for more Final Order Report. That's it. That's almost every comic book on Last Call this weekend. And you've got until Monday at noon, May 19th, to order these items and many, many more, including lots of graphic novels that I don't have the time to get to because this program runs pretty casually long to begin with. But yeah, check out the full list at comichub.com. Yeah. And make sure to please send and confirm items in your cart before the deadline. All right. Thank you for joining me for the Final Order Report. Stay up to date on all of our happenings. We are Green Brain Comics on Facebook, YouTube, Blue Sky, and Instagram. All of the links to our shopping cart, website, and Comic Hub are below in the description. Music for this episode provided by Brainstem Productions. We are spreading the love of comic books and graphic novels from the heart of East Downtown Dearborn since 1985. Feed your brain at Green Brain Comics. Thanks for watching, folks. Emanating from deep under the earth, spreading across the globe at the speed of thought, changing the world one brain at a time. This is the Final Order Report from Green Brain Comics.